All right, thanks for joining me. We are going to go over a quick demo of the Graphium EMR application, specifically used for MACRA compliance 2017. So we're going to launch the application. We're going to enter in my 4-digit PIN code. We're going to be taken to the main screen. I can push the barcode scanner up in the upper right-hand corner. That will let me scan the patient's barcode and open up that specific patient's chart. I can add a form here. It's the MACRA simple form, and this is the express form. As you'll see, there are a series of fields here that need to each be answered, and I'm going to show you how we do that very quickly. So the patient's date of birth has already been entered from an ADT feed if we have one. If we don't, then that'll need to be manually entered. The patient's gender will need to be entered. Of course, the surgeon, and so here we can write, start typing in the surgeon's name, and it'll auto-filter that list. The anesthesiologist, the CRNA, who happens to be involved with the case, we can click them. And then here you're going to see with anesthesia start time, if I click now or if I hit back, say 7 minutes, we started at 12:20, that alone is going to auto-populate a lot of these fields. So you'll see that immediately these fields all below have become filled out for you. ASA classification, if you want to pick a 2E, for example, you can click that. And now you can document by exclusion. So if the primary anesthetic wasn't a general, but rather it was a MAC, you can change that. If the patient was going to go to the ICU instead of the PACU, you can change that. If the handoff protocol was actually not used, of course, you can change that. There's a preoperative assessment here. These are new measures for 2017, 5 new measures that are getting proposed. Typically, as part of your standard pre-op evaluation for glaucoma, reflux, PONV, obstructive sleep apnea, and alcohol and drug use. And then down here, complications occurred. We default to no, but you can change that if you want to and hit yes. And if there was a complication, here you're going to see a list of over 70 different complications. Not all of them apply to MACRA, but what's important is with the use of Graphium EMR, we have a full, robust anesthesia QI program. So it's not just MACRA compliance, but you actually get much more than that for the same cost. So if we had a medication administration error, for example, we can click that, and then it'll tell you had one complication. If the case did cancel, you would hit yes, and then it's going to ask you for a case cancellation reason, and there are a variety of different reasons here that you might be able to pick. So hopefully that makes sense. Very quick to do data entry. When you go back to the patient's chart, you'll see that form is now fully complete. So now I'll start from scratch and just do it over again. So let's create a new form. Scroll down to the bottom here. There's a whole bunch of forms that we can use. This is just MACRA simple form. And so here again, we open up that form. This is going to be a male. Next, the surgeon is going to be, starts with an HO. There he goes. Click that one. The anesthesia provider is going to say, let's say it starts with the BRI. This is just a CRNA. And then the anesthesia start time was now, and hit OK. ASA classification, ASA 1E, OK. And your form is now complete. And of course, this assumes you went to the general. It was a general anesthetic. Your pain score was a 0 out of 10 in recovery, that you went to PACU, that you used a handoff protocol, and again, that you did the standard evaluation. Any of these fields that you need to, you can change on the fly if it's not correct. So if the patient actually did have pain, and then we'll change that to a 4 out of 10. So you can see how it's pretty fast. Data entry, we'd say it takes about 20 to 30 seconds to get your MACRA form complete and to get a complete, robust anesthesia QI program in place. Thanks a lot. Bye.